Hi guys. Okay, so I'm at our conclusion right now. My mom came over. You can see it's dark out, and I had to pause the video. And so as a result, for some reason, I couldn't keep going with that video. Okay, so I'm starting here with just the conclusion video. When we're going to conclude that, remember I've already talked about this a little bit. With 10%, okay, 10% of the time, based off our simulation, we should get 3 faculty members being called. That's not particularly unlikely, okay, right? So what we say is we say that that's a likely event, or I like to say it as it's not an unlikely event. You'll understand why later on. But if you want to go ahead and say that's a likely event, that's fine. So now we want to say, are the kids wrong? They cried foul. They said, that's not fair. It must have not been mixed up properly. So we simulated it, assuming that it was mixed properly to see how often should we get 3 faculty members. Again, we got 10% of the time. That's a likely event. That means that could happen. There was nothing wrong. We can assume that it was mixed okay. Let me put this in perspective that you can maybe understand a little bit more. Living in Minnesota, it's November, it could snow any day. If I say, hey, the probability it's gonna snow tomorrow is 1%. I already gave you that benchmark of 5% or less. That's our typical benchmark. So if I say the probability it's gonna snow tomorrow, that's 1%. If it actually snows tomorrow, then you're gonna come at me and you're gonna cry foul. You're gonna say, Miss Opal, you said the probability it's gonna snow is 1%. That means it shouldn't have happened, but it did. So something was wrong with what you did, right? It shouldn't have happened. You're wrong, Miss Opal. I cry foul. But if I say the probability it's going to snow tomorrow is 10%, right? That's a likely event. That means it could happen. If it does snow tomorrow, you can't come at me and cry foul. You can't do that, okay? Can't come at me because that's a likely event. Again, I like to use the word not unlikely. So let's conclude, and this is going to take practice. You always want to conclude based off of your simulation. Okay, so based off our simulation, and talk about the probability in terms of our simulation. In our simulation, what was our simulation? It was a fair ticket draws. All 3 prize winners were faculty members 10% of the time. So right there, we're kind of answering, or this is our analysis of what happened, right? 10% of the time, we got 3 faculty members. Now we want to talk about, were the students right to call foul, or were they wrong to call foul? And they were really wrong to call foul, right? Because 10% of the time, we already established that could have happened. That's reasonable, statistically speaking. This is a likely event based off our simulation, okay? We have evidence that the 3 faculty names drawn is fair, okay? There we go. Or you could have said, we have evidence, that the students shouldn't have cried foul, something to that effect. Again, you'll get practice with this, and I want to show you another one right now, okay? So this one right now, this is just an extra example, and it is a little bit different. So if you're feeling like you need some more support, I would definitely keep listening. If not, I'm going to actually just do a new video. I'm going to just say extra example of simulation, and I think it would be helpful for you to watch this. And like I said, it's a little bit different talking about it, because now we're talking about wait time, which is something different than looking at the proportion. So I would suggest everyone to watch it, but there are some of you that may understand simulation faster than others. And if you are one of those people, you can go on and go into the next video, okay? Otherwise, I will have another simulation video for us, okay? Awesome.